can't believe this is happening to us. I didn't think I would be among the heroes from a legend, but here we are. I only hope this legend has a good ending. I wanted to be firm and pretend I'm not moved at all, but of course it's not true. I'm also very happy I met you. And that you don't mind my company. I'm just worried about you. And I'm sad about Lindsay. It feels better to think that she stayed with us no matter what. But I miss some of the little things, like talking to her in the morning, when we both just crawled out of our tents, still sleepy. Lindsay, if you can hear us now, please know that I miss you terribly, you little chatterbox. But let's look ahead for the moment. I don't wish to distract you with my worries. I'm ready for battle like never before. And Reg, never mind. I promised myself I'd be strong, and I will be, for us. Like never before. If I need to defeat a deity to save you from a curse, then I'll do it.
Hey, Chief! How are you feeling? I can't wait to stretch my legs a little. Some fight. I'm already thinking about the toast for the celebration feast. We'll deal with this flying fireball nice and quick, and then I hope we'll celebrate for at least a couple of weeks. You've led us through 100 brawls. You'll lead us through this one. Just don't look back, and use any chance fate throws at us. Lead on, Chief. I'm right behind you.
We were just getting ready for our last great battle, and now we're doing it again. It's a good thing I decided to follow you back here at Aldori's. You definitely know how to have fun, Chief. Oh no, I'm not ready. Wait, I need to polish my sword and tie some ribbons to my belt. Then I'll be ready for battle. I do. You're a good chief, and our tribe is all right, and we've been through a lot of good fights. Don't think I'm sucking up or something. It's just that I live like I want now, and that makes me sing inside. Right. Go on, Chief. Give the order.
It's good that everything will be over. I have been so afraid that we wouldn't have the time to save you or this tormented kingdom. But now there's just a little further to go. And you exaggerate. I don't think I offer so much support. But I am immensely happy that I can help you in any way I can. This land deserves peace, and all the more so, its ruler. I didn't want to distract you with such a trifle at this important moment. But let me again thank you for giving me a second chance. I have realized much along my journey. Although I'd prefer my awakening hadn't been bought with innocent lives. From now on, I will be stricter with myself, and will spend more time helping those who need it. And one more thing. I'm not one for inspirational speeches, but let me wish you strength and luck. Your burden is the heaviest of all. May you be equal to the task. I'm with you until the end.
This is a crazy road all the way to end. Even crazier than how we meet. Now someone tries steal city of Knock Knock, king of jesters? Knock Knock say, we go jester thief to death. You show more than how be hero. How be more true self. You teach Knock Knock how to jester. Use head, but not as club. Use to trick enemy. Turn laughter back to stab people. Knock Knock never had to be hero. You showed Knock Knock only had to be Knock Knock. Jester, not someone else. All the way from Goblin King to great confronting of Munguk, to finding tribe again, and king, not king again. All led to being Jester. But need city back first, or Jester have no place to Jester. Knock Knock not let you go alone. Besides, be fun. Knock Knock never stole a city back before. Be tell of Jester greater than any hero.
I'll go ahead.
A menacing hour.
A simple mind might see it in the end of times and the triumph of Crotus. But alas, these are only the games of a foolish deity, wrapped in the vanity of the first world. Your words seem strange to me, but something in them warms my old soul. Oh, this is true. Everything unfolds in the best possible way. If we meet our death in the coming battle, it will be a wonderful ending. If we win, although it's a pointless act, I will also be satisfied. It would be wrong to bow to this self-proclaimed Lantern King. Indeed, we must quench that false light, so it doesn't confuse the souls of those who look on it.
I'm just waiting for a signal to attack. There's a great battle ahead, and it will end with a great victory. I believe that more than I've ever believed anything. I'm glad to hear it. I would never turn away from my duty, no matter what. Yet it's better to enter a dangerous battle with an easy heart, knowing that your sword serves one who truly values your loyalty. Every failure, every fallen comrade. But these regrets cannot undermine my spirit. We learn from our mistakes and harden for times like these. And I need not answer. To arms! We will protect this land and free you from this curse. That's why I've taken up my weapons, and I won't put them down until all our plans are fulfilled.
It turns out that it's not so easy to be the heroes of song and legend. But we can do it. I know it. I believe it. Just terribly silly things. I often do this to distract myself from trouble and worry. I daydream about complete nonsense. Just now, I was thinking how wonderful it would be to see the snow and make a snowman. I've never done anything like that before. We'll do whatever it takes to recover what's been taken from us and save this miserable land.
You are a welcome sight, Your Highness. Look what the damned elders did to our city. As soon as we entered, the ground started trembling silently under our feet. It gave way and fell apart. But why am I telling you this? You probably saw the whole thing for yourself. So, our team was stuck here by the gate, together with a whole horde of beasts from the first world. We fought them off somehow, thanks to you and Erasmus. But I don't know what's going on with the others. And also, well, he'll tell you himself.
Happy to serve you, Your Grace. I mean, Your Highness.
I'm impressed with your sharp eyes and deep knowledge. Though you are not the first mortal to surprise me. And not the first to die by my sword. For the pleasure of the true king, the Lantern King.
Onwards! Together!
A simple request.
Let us strike as one!
My skills exceed yours.
Do not falter!
If you think you prefer.
Tear them apart!
Remain vigilant.
The path is clear. You are outmatched.
I am your shield. I am yours to command. Here.
I am free to do what you ask of me.
Nothing bars my way.
Patience.
What's the holdup?
Done with waiting.
I yearn for entertainment.
Don't hesitate.
A reckoning is at hand. I'm restless.
Everyone counts on me. We should prepare. Enemy near.
Give the order. I'm listening. Each step brings us closer to the end. challenge. Onward!
To you, I can't say no.
You can rely on me. Stay behind me! Keep formation. Let's go.
My skills exceed yours.
On my way.
Who will prevail? Does it
Let us
matter?
strike as one! Do not falter!
tread lightly. You are outnumbered.
I'm not afraid.
Remain vigilant. I am yours to command.
Going, rush me.
Onward! Let's take as you order.
Let us be careful. The path is clear.
I've been taught, if someone annoys you, you either pray or polish your armor. It is why my armor gleams as it does.
Notice follows in my steps.
About time.
Don't fall behind.
Still hiding behind masks, eldest? Isn't it time you cast them away?
Words, words. How little value we attach to them, and how much they truly mean. But I've grown tired of words and prophecies. I will no longer predict chaos and death. Instead, I will show them to you, myself.
Oh yes, the time has come! The time of fate and curses!
Yeah.
You don't seem to like my curses! Maybe you like my jokes better? The time for laughter has passed. It's the hour of hunting and chaos.
Look at me, Gorum!
My training pays off.
Enough.
The time for masks is over. You risk challenging an eldest, and I accept the challenge. You will fight not a mere embodiment, but my true essence. This is my essence. I don't need magic or servile monsters to destroy you. Words are enough. Yes, words. I once told you, words spoken in the right time and place possess the power of a storm. You lightheartedly answered that you know what your power and essence are. In the thirst for adventures. I remember your answer. The world remembers it too. Your answer, your heart, your essence. Now, cursed king, I'm taking this part of your soul, as I took away Nerissa's ability to love. What you called your essence is yours no more. Let us continue. We both wear a crown. But what do you own? A meager patch of land, a few thousand souls? My dominion is chaos and magic, madness and deceit. Your power is nothing compared to mine. And that is why you are helpless before me. You will take my every blow as a divine punishment, as something imminent. You will insult me with this. This! I'm curious what you think of me, cursed king. Do you see me as a villain, or a simple joker? In truth, well, I'll never be able to conceive of the truth. Being an eldest means being one of the many strings that hold the world in place. Being an eldest means being such a vast and self-sufficient value that one's equals become strangers and one's inferiors are entirely insignificant. I am an eldest. Laughter, guile, transformation, that's what I am. Being what I am, I will let you feel a modicum of my loneliness. I will take away your pillar of strength. Good. You can play with words. Let us see if you can withstand the heat of my fire.
What for Gorham?
I don't remember sensing it for a dozen millennia. But what's next? How will you end this story? Listen, I know a good ending. Elegant and refined. The hero defeats a deity in battle. Impressive, it grants the victor power and immortality. The hero enters the chambers of the deity to become his champion and herald. Eternal, powerful, equally glorified both in the first world and in Valerian. His kingdom healed from its wounds and flourished under the rule of the immortal champion. A beautiful ending, isn't it? And this legend is yours for the asking.
Trust the laughing lie. Don't do this. Not after everything you and I have endured because of him. I can give you immortality and power, though not as much as the Lantern Kings. Perhaps we won't be able to stand against the eldest, but accept my gift and my patronage. And together we will make him pay for what he's done.
How sad it is to hear you, Nerissa. Thousands of years for nothing! You haven't learned a single lesson. Never learned to atone. But what do you say? That is easy. I will return your kingdom to Galarian and strengthen its connection to the First World. In their homeland, the Fae can endlessly return to life. I will give to you the same gift. So long as you remain an enclave of the First World, death within its borders will never threaten you. As for the prize, I'm not offering you the position of a servant. Believe it or not, I am. Divine power and immortality are a heavy burden. To accept it means losing all your friends and companions, but you can find allies and reliable assistance. This is what I'm looking for. What do you think? I can let my misguided protege go wherever she likes. Knowing her, I'm doubtful she will become a humble exile.
I won't. I've come too far to go back. It might take me 1,000 years and thousands of deaths, but I will find a way to get back at you, eldest. Even if he betrays our alliance and becomes your puppet. I suggest we do not kneel. We are both cursed, you and I. But so what? The curse can harm you only as much as affliction touches your kingdom. But now, with the eldest wounded and bleeding, his henchmen all slain, I can return your state to the material plane. It will heal its wounds, and so will you. I'll create a bond between you and the First World, granting you immortality. Just as the Lantern King promises.
And what role in all this shall I play, Trespasser?
The role of the vanquished. I know you will hardly accept a defeat, eldest. You may try to attack us again, but we defeated you once. And we will do it again if we must. I'm ready to fight you for...
So you plan to entertain me for all eternity? Or do you think you can still outplay me, Trespasser?
Pretty words, eldest. Save them for our next encounter. You pretend to laugh, but I see how shamed you are. What a deep wound you've suffered this day. It won't be the last, believe me. We've come a long way together. First as enemies, then as allies. I mark you with my gift. A bond to the First World. Eternal youth and immortality. We are the cursed king and queen. Each in their own kingdoms, their own world. But henceforth inextricably entwined. Eternity awaits. And possibly eternal war with a deceitful deity. But so what? It is our eternity. And perhaps in the end, we will rule not kingdoms, but whole worlds.
Now that the eldest and other spiteful beings wouldn't be bothering us, the king returned to his subjects and celebrated the victory and the end of the kingdom's miseries with great fanfare. Everything gradually returned to normal, including our exciting lives. Not always peaceful, but also not troubled by invasions from another world. And little by little, our heroes and the common folk began to forget the sorrows of the past. So the kingdom returned to Galarian, but not without taking a piece of the First World with it. Miracles and strange occurrences, both kind and cruel, became the norm. Not that the citizens hadn't grown used to that. Of course, the Lantern King wasn't thrilled with the way things worked out, but who cares? Our leader and Nyrissa, the cursed king and queen, are ever ready to face the power of the eldest. Until that time comes, our leader spends a lot of time in the First World, learning its secrets and testing his new powers. The immortal king and his kingdom became a legend come true in Galarian. Sadly, the numerous misfortunes that befell the king took their toll on the stolen lands. Matters left to luck and state problems left unattended meant the stolen lands would remain a lawless realm. It turns out you can't be both a great hero and a successful ruler at the same time. Or the hero of this story couldn't, at least. The feud between Brevois North and South, which had been smoldering for ages, finally sparked the fires of civil war. Our troops lent aid to the forces of Restov, led by Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori. After several bloody battles, House Sertova was forced to recognize Restov's independence. The victory came at a high price, but we have no more loyal ally than once more free Rostland. Kasil Eldori, who lost an arm during the war, became a permanent ambassador of Rostland at our court. The Tiger Lords never fully recovered from the damage Armand did to the tribe. Lacking a strong leader and torn by infighting, the barbarians sank into a short but fierce internal war. Their lands were quickly appropriated by neighboring tribes, and the Tiger Lords were scattered across Numeria and the River Kingdoms, little more than pitiful remnants of a once great tribe. Pitax almost returned to its former state, a joyful city filled with beers of dubious quality and deals of questionable legality. The old trade houses lost the crown, but they retrieved the property Iravetti had taken from them. Soon, Pitax became almost like a second capital in the kingdom, a thriving city through which rivers of money from across the region ran. Unfortunately, we get much less of this money than we would like. Governor Lyachenza turned out to be helpless against widespread embezzlement. Self-administration turned the Academy of the Arts into a strange place. The court sycophants were quickly ousted. It turned out they weren't welcome when there wasn't someone like Iravetti constantly ordering odes to themselves. In their place came a motley, unpredictable crowd. Eccentrics, fashionable authors of popular prints and cheap novels, charlatans, scribblers with delusions of grandeur, as many as 3 feuding experimental theaters, and even a few truly unappreciated geniuses. The Academy is not only highly esteemed, there's no place like it, even in Absalom. Trolls and kobolds, 2 of the most savage native peoples living in the Gnarl Marches, were completely exterminated in the region. The forest paths became much safer, and the peasants' cattle have stopped going missing. After enduring so many storms and troubles, Varnhold eventually turned into a real city. Daring settlers decided to conquer the vast, wild expanses of Dunsword, and despite all odds, they succeeded. The modest colony that almost vanished at the hands of an ancient lich turned everything around to become a thriving city with lively river trading. Agay, the Spriggan leader, learned a valuable lesson after surviving his meeting with the king and even regaining his tribe's home. Don't try to occupy seemingly empty settlements anymore. Instead, the Spriggans settled across Dunsword's wild borderlands and proclaimed it as their domain. Keeping the peace in a situation like that seems like the stuff of dreams, as evidenced by the occasional lost patrols and stolen cattle. After the kobolds and mites disappeared, the empty caves beneath the old sycamore quickly became home to all kinds of disgusting critters. Giant centipedes being the most innocent and pleasant of them. Attempts have been made to clear out the caves, but it never takes long for something to take up residence again. In the end, the decision was made to block the entrances and burn the giant tree down, destroying the roots that held up the ceiling of the caves. Oleg's trading post continues to thrive, attracting even more travelers. Much to its owner's displeasure, a small town is springing up around it. Despite Oleg's grumbling, he and his wife are well regarded by everyone, and Svetlana was even elected town chief. Jod remained loyal to the king to the end of his days, healing the sick and generously sharing his austere wisdom with anyone who wished to hear it, and some who didn't. Having fulfilled his duty to the ruler, Erastel's priest peacefully departed this world, surrounded by friends and disciples. Having participated in Lamashtu's ritual, Olika gave birth to a strong and healthy baby. Sadly, the child grew into an unruly and violent adolescent. Having maimed a peer at just 10 years of age, the boy escaped to the Gnarl Marches, fleeing the rage of a mob that tore his mother to pieces instead. No one knows what happened to the lad, but legends of Lamashtu's child, who sometimes kills lost travelers and sometimes leads them to safety, are passed on by word of mouth throughout the area. Breinhart became a loyal ally and trade partner of the kingdom, and Darwin himself had been seen as a frequent guest in the capital. The elegant monarch of the neighboring kingdom has broken many hearts at court. After his visits, many young guards and servants have been seen staring through windows, sighing wistfully about something. The Fae took a fancy to the kingdom, feeling totally at home here. They often play various pranks, but they never do any serious harm. Falcos and Teresia managed to restore the magic forest. Once freed of the anger of the Scythe Tree, people returned to the abandoned village, and it became a haven of friendship between the Fae and ordinary people, just like old times. The lizard folk of the Longtail tribe returned to live on the shores of Candlemere, but they couldn't return to their ancient way of life. Living alongside people, the lizard folk adopted their behaviors, habits, and even religion. More and more of the Longtail tribe pray not to the spirits of their ancestors, but to Erastil or Gorum. They even began to forget their original language. I hope someone writes down their songs and legends before they all sink into oblivion. The Sweet Teeth departed on a journey, hoping to see as many wonders as possible of this world and others. They keep sending us news from every corner of the map. Their bright painted wagon, drawn by a bull mastodon, crisscrosses Galarian, somehow appearing in the center of one incredible story after another. Evindra was glad to see the Lantern King's plans turn to dust. She spent some time helping restore the kingdom after the calamity, then returned home to the First World. They say the rebellious spirit of her cousin Nyrissa awoke within her as well. Evindra is said to recount our story to the Fae, encouraging them to question the power and might of the eldest. After the victory, the storyteller abandoned his affairs and began spending a lot of time alone in contemplation. He eventually bid farewell to the king and left his lands. But I suspect the inhabitants of Galarian haven't heard the last of this mysterious traveler, for his own story is hardly finished. Amiri remained a pariah to her native tribe, but she stayed close friends with Nylak, who ruled the Six Bears wisely and taught them to survive in the unfamiliar plains and cities. The restless barbarian would often travel for long stretches of time, but sooner or later she would always return to her old friends, bragging about new scars and recounting new feats, many of which Nylak immortalized in song. Valerie stayed to serve the king, and to this day she continues to be a muse to many people. Not just bards and admirers, but to warriors as well. Honest and resilient, Valerie is not just famous for her feats in battle, but also for her patience and kindness, which she says the king helped her discover within herself. Harrim became famous, respected by dwarves throughout our kingdom as well as our neighbors, even as far as the Five Kings Mountains. He's often been asked to help out or teach others, and he's never denied anyone, despite his grumbling. Some people even listen to his preaching. Lucky for us, there's a lot less howling about the end of the world now, and more wise words of moderation and humility. Not all of his disciples turned to Grotus, but everyone took away something useful from his teachings.